Hey everybody, tonight we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite supermodels of all time. We're all very pumped up for this conversation, so let's get started.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled podcast to bring you the 5 Dudes with Views COVID-19 edition.
5 Dudes with Views. 5 Dudes with Views. 5 Dudes with Views. 5 Dudes with Views. Yeah!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 5 Dudes of Views podcast. You can listen to us anywhere that podcasts are being played. And, right now we're kind of going through some crazy times here in America and across the world. We are currently doing our podcast on Google Hangouts through 5 different windows. We are all kind of quarantined in our own little sections of the country. And it's just kind of weird. And we hope that all of our listeners are doing well and staying safe and social distancing and not touching their face. And we kind of just wanted to touch base and talk about things that are going on right now. So, guys, I'm quarantined not at all. I'm still working. I work at a restaurant that is now a curbside takeout business. I'm still kind of interacting with people every day. So, unfortunately, I am putting myself out there every day. So, I haven't been quarantined. But how are the rest of you guys doing?
Guys, can you hear me? Hello?
Brad?
I just docked my private yacht in Malibu. I've been relaxing on vacation at sea for the last month and a half. I'm just curious if
what the fuck?
What's been going on?
Are you with Brian Grazer?
Did he call you? Did he call you too?
Nah, that fucker.
No,
the only thing that's going on is Bill Withers died. That's it.
Oh, that's terrible news. Terrible. Well, at least Kenny Rogers is okay.
Yeah, he's all right. He's still making chicken.
Oh man. So on a serious note, I'm just doing what has been advised, and I've been off work. I'm staying home. I'm not going out unless I have to a grocery store every 2 weeks. Right. I wear a mask, wear gloves, try to distance as much as possible, and just take this time to stay indoors and podcast.
Yeah.
Ted, what are you up to?
Yeah, I'm just doing my part and staying home and trying to be a responsible, person that's going to help contribute to the cure and cause of what we're doing. It's, kind of allowed me to be in touch with a lot of people, I don't usually keep in touch with. I've called pretty much all my relatives who I probably don't talk to as much, but just checking in with them and their welfare. I've gotten projects done in my house, which is nice. I've cleaned my office for the first time in like 5 years, so I've been going through a lot of paperwork and receipts and stuff like that. And I've been cooking a lot, of dishes, that are fun, and cleaning out my pantry and stuff like that. So I made shepherd's pie the other night. We've started grilling. The weather in Los Angeles is it's cool, but starting to warm up. We had a couple of warm days this past week, which were really nice. It was like in the 80s. It was just beautiful. I went out
days, man.
Outside, and
you notice too that the sky's a lot clearer.
Yeah.
Not as much smog.
Yeah, you walk outside and you can actually see the mountains and shit.
Yeah, pollution in the world has gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, that's probably like one of the nice things about, it benefiting the earth and cleaning up, the pollution and stuff like that. So just trying to keep my mind, off of like the daily news, because not a lot changes daily. So if I can, find some escape, I went and got back on Breaking Bad again. I just finished season 4.
Nice.
So they just killed Gus. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
So,
now you got to watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that,
man.
because I have another, I think it's like a short season in Breaking Bad, and then I can get started on Better Call Saul. So I saw that, saw Tiger King this week, which I blew through that like it was nothing. And it's good when you got to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah,
one of
those
those things.
Oh, dude, I've been staying up till like 2 in the morning watching that. And
Yeah.
then I'm myself because I got to wake up in the morning because the kids are up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. But just watching
What about
Go ahead.
what about you, Brett?
Well, for me, life, it's weird because I've been out of work for a while, so I've had a lot of time even before all this happened. The only difference is I'm not able to go do stuff that I normally would be doing now, like to get my mind off things. Being out
They
of
go
work.
to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yep, I can't go to Disneyland.
Can't go
I
to
would've
Disney
gone
World.
Can't go there. I would have gone to a Dodger game by now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Been to a
yeah.
Dodger game. So like for me, it's actually it's really depressing because I'm out of work as it is, and like the things that I use to like kind of escape and get my mind off things, I can't even do now. So it's like a double whammy, I think, for me.
It's challenging
But,
for sure.
But also,
Whammy.
because the weather's warming up, I'm gonna like do, there's a lot of yard work I have to do. There's like trees behind us that I have to cut in the yard, so it's like that's something it's gonna keep me busy. And then I've been doing a lot of music editing stuff, just get my mind off of the TV. Like Ted said, I try not to watch the news too much. I do keep track on daily stuff, like in terms of like how many people have it here in LA. Like I do keep track of that, but I try not to watch or read too many news articles because it's not good to. Yeah, it's not good to read that stuff every day.
Yeah, I just try to check in like late at night, just like, okay, let me see what like the overall summary is for the day.
That's
That's
a good idea.
It's mostly, if you look at it, news, it's mostly all doom and gloom kind of bullshit.
It is. It's a lot of political
almost all of it
commentary and mudslinging.
It's almost depressing, and then you can only take some shit before it starts actually affecting you and affecting your judgment.
Unfortunately, the news, they get more clicks when it's negative stories.
Yep.
Right.
As opposed to positive. Because even before all this happened, when you watch the news, most of the stories are negative. It's about people dying and all kinds of stuff like that. So this is it's making it worse because this is all they are talking about.
Yeah.
Which like the only plus I can think of like showing that stuff is to get the people in line who aren't practicing social distancing and who aren't wearing masks. Dude, I'm telling you, like I see people out like I'll go to the grocery store and like I try to keep my distance from people, or like if I see too many people in an aisle, like I'll go down the next one. Dude, I see other people like, dude, they'll just blow past me or stand there when I'm looking at something. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like get out.
Yeah,
Move.
that's fucking annoying, dude. It's like
some people I think are just clueless.
Yeah, like are you not like?
And you don't want to be that guy or that
stuff?
asshole that says some shit, but sometimes it's like you got to say like, "Hey, dude, back up a little bit, bro."
Yeah,
it is annoying, man. I did notice that. I went out this Friday and went to Target and went to Ralph's, and I've got my gloves on. I'm not necessarily wearing a mask or anything, but I'm wearing my gloves and I've got a hoodie on with my hood on, and I'm keeping my distance from everybody. And like Brad said, if there's like one or two people in the aisle, I'll chill there. I don't give a fuck. I got time. I got nothing but time, so I'll sit there till someone clears out. Then I'll go in there.
right.
Someone's in front of something, you'll kind of go around and say, "Excuse me," so they can back up a little. Then you go through. It's just everyone has to use common sense and common courtesy, but
That's it.
you get a bunch of assholes that aren't really fucking doing that, And
Yep.
It's like, dude, are you
people
not
are messing it up for everybody else?
right? It's like, are you not reading the news or paying attention to what's going on?
At least, if not necessarily watching the news, but kind of stay informed, man. Like this is a thing that's happening. This isn't a movie. This isn't. Oh, I'm not going to get affected because I've got great health. It doesn't mean anything. You don't know that. Like, how do you know that?
I feel like that's one good thing that like Los Angeles has done is like they kind of jumped on the curve of like looking at New York as far as like, hey, like we need to shut down non-essential businesses and like let's like flatten the curve and stay home. Like let's try to stop this thing.
It's working.
I wish I
was mentioning. I'm sorry, Billy. Go ahead.
I wish I lived in a state where people were getting it correct, and instead of being blind to the fact that it's going to get worse. The state I live in, the governor's a fucking idiot, and he keeps gloating about how we're under the projected numbers. We're going under. We're doing good, but he doesn't understand. One day can change everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
And there's still department stores open. There's clothing stores open.
Wow.
Like Bass Pro Shops that are open here. There's no reason people should be going in these stores.
Right.
And yet you let these things happen. So of course it's going. And we have a lot of older folks in this state. So of course it's going to happen. And this idiot, he's always smiling in his press conferences. He does one every day. He's always smiling. He's going to be probably not smiling in a few weeks when the death toll on his hands is a lot.
Well, or when he gets infected.
Yeah.
So Billy,
you're right next to
Billy.
Louisiana. Louisiana is one of the worst hit.
It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, they said Mardi Gras, they think, was the one that a lot of people came away from. And dude, Mardi Gras, I'm sure, sprouted everywhere. A lot of people from around the country go to Mardi Gras. So
Mardi Gras and then spring break in Florida were two huge mistakes.
Idiotic.
So
now the Florida governors that actually come to his senses and
it's like 3 weeks too late.
Oh, way too late. Way too late.
Yeah. Well, I remember when this started. I remember there was St. Patty's Day was happening, and a lot of people were choosing not to go out. But my brother works at a bar, and he said that these fucking young idiots were coming in, and they're like, "Yeah, this is all bullshit. This is all fake." And he's like, thank you for coming in here and possibly exposing me because you're so stupid. And then, I think a couple days after that is when things really started to get turned on and people started to not hang out anymore. But, I mean, it took – and I still talk to people to this day who are like, yeah, I can't wait till this is over. This is all BS. We need to get back to work. It's I don't think you understand – what's going on here. And people do not take it seriously, and I think it's just because people are ignorant and they don't.
Yep, they are.
I think because no one in our lifetime has ever experienced anything like this.
Nope.
No.
Go ahead, Billy.
I mean, it's crazy now because we kept hearing this is an old person virus, or this is a virus for people who have a pre-existing conditions or the autoimmune systems that are not good. But now you're starting to hear about people who are healthy, exercise, never smoked a cigarette in their life, and they're dropping dead. So obviously there's something that is killing people, and that is scary as shit to hear.
So there, Billy, if you opened your door on a Friday, would there be cars just go? I feel here, I can definitely tell a slowdown in traffic.
Oh yeah,
if there's a street here called Ventura Boulevard. It's very famous. If I drove down that now, it would be very vacant. Yeah, it is. It's almost a ghost town. A lot of businesses are closed. There are, like you said, are businesses still open? Does it feel like business as usual with foot traffic?
It's not business as usual, but it's more business than needs to be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like you said, you see cars on the road. You're like, where are these people going?
Right.
And he won't do a shutdown of the state because he's too arrogant. But I mean, it's not good because I don't think they understand that
the severity of what's going on. Yeah,
it's a long-term thing. I mean, we could hit a curve or whatever they're talking about in June. So I mean, the steps you take now will prevent people. And people ask me how's your quarantine going? I'm like, I haven't been quarantined. I've been working since this has been going on. I've been in contact with people every day. So I long to be home and watching movies and just being away from people. So, but I haven't had that experience yet, and it kind of sucks because if I get sick, I hope that there's nothing in my body that I don't know about that I have that I could. Really do me in, because if I die from this, that would, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to go, you're going to go, but I mean, it would suck. Go out there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you want to, prevention is key. I like that at least the mayor in LA just said hey, look, we don't know how this spreads. It could possibly be airborne. So if you do leave the house, even running around the block, wear a mask. Why? If maybe it doesn't work 100%, but even if it's a little percent,
sure,
don't take the chance. Put a mask on.
Yep. Everyone should wear masks.
The thing that's bothering me,
especially if you're going to a supermarket or something like that. I have not been able to find one fucking mask, dude. I've gone on.
That's the problem.
They won't ship till June and shit like that, or Amazon, same thing. Yeah. But I do practice that whole more than 6 feet distance, dude. Yeah. Like I said, I hoodie over my head.
Yeah, I mean, even put a bandana on.
I've got,
you can put a T-shirt around your face. If you have. Actually, it might work better than the mask.
I keep my distance, man, and I have the common sense and the common courtesy to know, do you have to, there's a certain amount of feet, you're supposed to stay ahead of people. It's been said over, and,
Yeah,
6 feet.
I heard like
You
to
should
put like
know better
a
by now.
a
Come on.
jock strap over your head is good.
Well,
I
I
feel
mean,
my T-shirt. Even if I just wear a T-shirt, it doesn't matter. But it's just practice common sense and common courtesy, man.
Yeah.
well, if there's one winner in this whole thing, it's toilet paper.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, totally. Holy shit, man! For the first 2 weeks that they announced okay, everyone's people getting furloughed, people going into quarantine. It's like that shit was scarce, man. It flew off the shelves. You thought people had diarrhea.
Yeah, you would think, the symptom is diarrhea. I mean, I think back to the mask thing. I think another big problem is we have a president who he's like, I don't think I need to wear a mask. It's like, dude, you're the leader of our country. You need to inform
Show
people
an example.
You need to be doing this and setting an example for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, he's number one on Facebook
Yeah, I guess that matters.
Right. He's
I
got
saw that.
or Twitter, whatever he is. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's so insane.
What? If you guys watch a press conference right now with the prime minister or whatever the head of state's title is in Japan, every single person is wearing masks in the room. Why aren't we doing that here? It's
Of
we're
course.
stupid.
A lot of those
Dude,
countries are recovering quicker.
Let me ask you this, dude. What happens when this hits our military? What happens when this hits our local police force and rioting starts because looting happens?
Yeah.
It's already happened, except for the looting. I mean, but that's next when people realize that they're not going to get their stimulus check because they don't have their direct deposit information on their
On file.
tax returns, and they're going to get their checks in 20 months.
Yeah.
So
Some people won't get it for 5 months.
yeah. And also, one thing I have done, which I have never, ever considered, but I did because I kind of did some thinking and thought about how bad things could get. I bought a gun. And I'm not a gun person. And I went and shot a gun a few times and really enjoyed it. Actually, it's kind of a very thrilling thing. It's so loud, and you're like, wow. But I bought a gun because I fear that, and I want to have hope, and I want to think that things are going to be okay. But I have a fear that things could get bad before they get better, and I just want to be prepared, man. I mean, I live in a house.
What did you do to get it? What did you have to do? What were the steps that you took that you had to go? Did you have to
No, I just basically filled out a form, and the guy came back within a minute. He goes, "Man, I haven't seen this in a while. You were greenlit immediately, and I bought a gun and didn't have to take a class or nothing."
Oh wow.
That was basically your background check.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, I filled out my census early. Maybe that's why. But I mean, I'll tell you what, man.
Your last name is Grubbs too.
Well, that's true. They knew.
Instantly.
They knew I was white. I've never seen. It was surreal to be in a gun shop and see so many people in there that they couldn't even allow people in the door because they were trying to stagger how many people could come in because so many people were in there trying to buy guns and ammo, and I said, "Oh my god! I have to buy a gun now."
It's amazing what fear does to people. I mean, dude, from guns to being in a supermarket of you see stuff wiped off the shelf. You're like, oh, maybe I should buy that. Yeah, I'll probably need that. It's I would never buy this item, but just because what's going on, you're like, oh yeah, I need that. I need that right now.
Exactly. And if you notice, I on Friday I went to Target and then I went to Ralph's right after. They're only letting in a certain amount of people at Target.
Smart.
They were only letting in 5 people in the entire store at a time.
What?
5 people were only allowed in the store, and then one person would come out. They let another person go in, and that's
outrageous. But
Yeah,
I guess it's
great.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Ralph's was the same way. Ralph's,
I
I waited in the line in Ralph's for 15, 20 minutes to get in because they were only letting a certain amount of people in, and then they'd let 3 or 4 more people in. A week right after the quarantine hit, and I was still working. This is right before I got furloughed. And I walked into the Starbucks, and there was no one in the Starbucks. I was telling Brad, you could have filmed a perfect end of day movie because there was no
zombie movie.
It was completely no cars, no people. It felt so weird. I was the only person, me and the homeless dude on the corner that was just chilling there. But other than that, it was just me, and I was like, holy fuck, this is really happening. It really, really woke me up shit.
Dude, you know, there's a huge problem when Starbucks is vacant.
Oh, dude, 100%,
goodness,
man.
yeah.
And Billy was saying, or was that you, Brad, that was saying, or Billy, about I live close to a Turner's gun store, and within the first, I'd say, week of the quarantine happening, the line to get into the Turner's was around the block.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Ammo
Wow.
and trying to get guns and shit like that. It's like, wow.
Every night before I go to bed, I check on my gun to see how it's doing.
You like rocket, like, come here, baby.
I mean, I got the cartridge loaded, and I got the gun separate, and I'm like, I hope nobody breaks in here because I'm an awful shot.
Yeah, you just hope nothing ever happens.
Just be careful, don't shoot your neighbor, dude.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen, but I think people could get desperate at some point. Some people are.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are probably running out of money very soon because unemployment is not easy to get right now. It's hard to file
It's
for
not.
because the computers are crashing. You can't get people on a phone. I mean, people are looking for money, and at some point, if you don't get your stimulus check for another 5 months, things could go bad, real bad.
Yeah. What the one thing that I do have to admit about California is that their the website or whatever you visit to get unemployment, we did that, and it was pretty fucking easy, and it was
Okay,
pretty
that's good.
in 4 days, which is
It is.
unheard of.
I have
but-
friends who are about 3 weeks out and still nothing yet. So
Yeah.
I just gotta wait.
So what have you guys been doing in your downtime? Like I've been playing a little game called How Long Can You Go Without Taking a Shower?
Oh shit! I played that game.
It's a very
And I'm
spicy
winning.
game. Yeah. What about you, Brett?
Everyone else is losing.
What's Brett doing?
Well, I was doing a lot of yard work stuff, but now the weather.
Any yoga? Were you doing any yoga?
No, I did start running again.
Good for
around
you,
the
Ben.
block, like about 3 weeks ago. And then doing a lot of music editing stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm doing a whole lot of stuff. But like I said, I'm already out of work, so nothing really changed in terms of. I don't have any more time than I already did, like before this. Really,
I guess
it's just
the biggest
now I
thing-
can't go out.
Right. The biggest thing is like boredom from isolation of like not being able to like go run errands and go do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that I wish would like happen sooner
Donuts.
is I wish
Oh.
it would get warm quicker because like I have a huge backyard. At least I could like, but the weather's just taking
Well-
its sweet time to get better right now. You know, it's winter's lasting a little longer than normal.
Right.
Go real quick. There were a couple things I wanted to talk about. Like we were talking about, like states not taking it seriously and other states locking down, sooner
Right.
than others. I feel like with the Spanish flu, it happened, and it's like, do people not ever learn from history?
Right.
Like certain cities, Philadelphia was a big one during the Spanish flu, where in 1 month they lost like 195,000 people in 1 month.
That's
like,
That's
insane.
ridiculous, dude.
7,000 people a day were dying in Philadelphia, and it's because their mayor brushed it off and blew it off and didn't take it seriously. And then they had other cities like St. Louis where they took it seriously, and like the amount of deaths were like 10 times less, 100 times less than Philadelphia.
Wow.
And it's like that's going to happen with this. It's stupid. Like the governors that aren't shutting down are not. They're supposed to be serving the people, and they're not. They're not doing that. It's sad.
They're looking at the economy
Unfortunate.
for their city and not their well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day the governor doesn't shut down my state, I buy more ammo.
I feel like at this point, the president needs to step it up and just lock
Yeah.
down the whole country.
Well, that's
the
the thing,
longer
it-
it doesn't happen, it's just going to make this last longer.
But he's not going to. He's such
No.
like he yields to governors. He's like, oh no, I don't. He would not want to mess with these states where he's going to get potential votes.
Yeah.
They just
That's the thing,
with
is
his
like
votes, man.
You need a nationwide system and plan put in
Yeah.
place where every state has to follow the same
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Like, look at it this way: if we had all locked down California has been locked down almost 3 weeks now. If the government had if the president had decided to do that for the whole country at the same time, we'd all be at the same point right now in terms of where we are on this upward trend of like how many cases and deaths we're getting a day. But instead, we're having states like here in California where it's not getting that bad. It's kind of like it's getting worse, but it's not bad. And then you have New York and Louisiana where now they're just getting like huge outbreaks. And then there's some states that haven't even gotten any outbreaks, but they're going to. So it's like
Right.
we're 3 weeks ahead of some states, and it's like they haven't even gotten
We
any
are.
outbreak
Yeah.
yet. So it's like
Yeah.
that's just going to prolong this another month or two. Like we could have probably been over the hump in like early June, late May, and now instead it's probably going to be closer to 4th of July, I think. For
The countries who are having the most success are the ones that have like the strictest policies about lockdowns. Taiwan actually has a really strict policy. If you come into the country, you're 2-week quarantine, and they're watched by the government. I don't know if they can get away with that here, but for them, it's they're having a quicker recovery.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sad the way things are going, and like I don't want to sound selfish here, but I remember I had tickets to see Pearl Jam in what would have been I think it would have been Tuesday actually. Isn't that crazy? Would have been this Tuesday in Oklahoma City, and obviously they canceled. Every band is canceled. Everything is canceled. But like it kind of makes me wonder. Like what is the future for like concerts, movie theaters, anything with a general anything with a general crowd over 10 people? Like what are we going to be as a society going forward? Because I don't think that they keep saying that like vaccines are coming and things are happening.
Realistically, it'll be a year before there's a vaccine.
I listened to I had somebody on Twitter the other day. He was a concert promoter. He said he doesn't think that we're going to see live shows until next summer.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And then once we do get the okay to do that, will people even want to do that? And if someone coughs next to you in a seat, are you going to look at them sideways?
Yeah,
definitely.
It's definitely going to affect me in a way where because I love going to watch movies and stuff like that. So now I'll even have like second thoughts about going to see a movie.
Yeah, I think movie theaters will suffer.
It's weird.
I think what
it's
you're
really
going to
kind of fuck with everybody for a long time.
I think you're going to see what, not in terms of specific laws or rule changes like after 9/11, but before 9/11, you were able to have like people go in the airport and say goodbye, like when people flew away, and then that ended after that. I think what you're going to see after this, regardless of like how long it lasts, any place that's like a venue, like for concerts, theme parks, movie theaters, they're not going to fill the rooms or the venues to capacity anymore. That's what I think you'll see. They'll only sell like probably half capacity, so it'll be less people, and you can be spread out more.
Yeah,
maybe so.
And it's probably going to take a huge hit on the revenue is going to be not the same as it was, but I think that's what you're going to see happen. The governments will probably like make rules where like only like capacity is cut in half, so not as many people are in one area at the same time. I was just going to say, until at least we have a vaccine, or if we don't have a vaccine, this it could die itself out. I don't think it will happen, but it could. Or possibly like they keep talking about maybe like something will come up where like they come up with like something that maybe isn't a vaccine, but it'll help fight it off, so people don't get as
sick or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm curious, like you said, like not filling things to capacity. I mean, I know like as this was starting, like movie theaters were starting to sell 50% of capacity where they would leave rows between each other. And like, I think that's a great idea, but that's even if we get back to that state. Like, it's a weird thing to say, but like, yeah, I mean, like, our love for movies and like seeing and experiencing a movie in a theater with a crowd, it's like, I hope that comes back, but like this could be a complete industry change and shift where like things are just released streaming and VOD from this point. I hope that doesn't happen, but who knows when this will end.
Well, yeah, man, I love going to live concerts. Obviously, we all do, and like I think that's going to change. I mean, sitting in a restaurant, I don't think tables will be next to each other. You were definitely probably going to have to be spaced out. Like those cafeteria style restaurants that were popular for a while, that's not going to happen anymore. I also just think that I think that like you could probably say goodbye to the handshake.
I don't think handshakes or high fives will be around anymore.
No, I mean,
don't take like the high five.
I like the high five. What are we going to tap heads, or what are we going to do?
Elbow, Bash Brothers style, forearm taps.
Yeah.
But also, being I'm a single guy. Ted's a single guy. Brett's a single guy. Like, this is probably going to change how people socially interact as far as dating. I mean, this is obviously this whole thing has killed my getting down with the ladies, obviously. But I mean, I don't know how this is going to affect things going forward socially as far as a society. Like, what are people going to be more down with just like hanging out in chat rooms until you want to meet, or I don't know, like that movie Her. Is that where we're going to turn into? Just a bunch of Joaquin Phoenixes going around talking to phones and getting in a relationship? I don't know. It's weird.
What are you guys looking forward to after this settles down?
Movies, movie theaters, concerts, actually visiting and talking with you guys face to face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad that like the past couple of times I've hung out with my mom, I feel really guilty because even though we keep a distance, I feel just like I shouldn't be with her. Like we go for a walk around the lake near my house, and like and I do hug her because I feel like that's my mom. I'm gonna hug her, But it's like at the same time, like I haven't been over her house in like 2 months almost. It's been a month, and like my brother doesn't go over there, and like we just both. I mean, when you can't be around your mom, like that's fucked up,
It is.
But it's for safety.
I mean, yes, like if we got her sick, man, that'd be the worst if we got her sick. So
exactly.
I mean,
I'm in the same boat with you, Billy. I haven't seen my parents in a couple months. Like I've stayed in phone contact with them, but I don't want to go down there to expose them to anything, and then vice versa. I don't want to come back and have myself exposed to bringing something home for my kids. So.
Of course.
The thing is, like you could potentially be carrying this and not even knowing it.
Exactly.
Asymptomatic.
Someone with a lesser immune system.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why everyone should wear a mask, because a lot of people get this and never have symptoms, or never get sick.
Yeah, that's true. You can be a carrier and not even know
masks, that helps protect everybody.
Like a Darth Vader mask?
Yeah, right. Dude, Halloween masks will work. I mean, anything, honestly.
Michael Myers mask.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, there's been a few times in the past week where I've been kind of like short of breath or like coughing, and then I realize, it's also pollen season right now.
Yeah,
like
allergies.
Dude,
like my allergies are driving me
crazy.
nuts. So then but I mean, all this stuff, man. It's like you said, watching the news, talking to people, it'll give you anxiety. Like you feel like I'm sick.
Very depressing.
You try to do like one little blurb at the end of the day just to check up and see what's going on. But
that's about it, dude. Or go on like Apple News or whatever on your phone, or just to catch a little bit of what's going on the news. Yeah, that's fine. But I know, I talk to people sometimes, and they're like camped out watching the news all day, and it's like, dude, why?
There's a happy medium.
There's so many great stuff. There's so much great stuff on TV to watch. Some Netflix, tune in some of that shit, dude.
We've talked about the cons of stuff. Like, do you have pros? Like, I definitely have pros of like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't have to like overuse. Like, I don't want to waste food anymore. I don't want to like I only use as much toilet paper as I need. Like, I feel like it's okay to like conserve things and not like greedily. Like I'll eat half of the sandwich. I'll throw the rest away, or you know what I mean? Like, I stop biting my fingernails because I can't touch my face. Like that's a good thing.
Have you guys noticed too? How time has been going really slow.
Yeah.
You're so used to working and getting in your daily rut and just going. Well, and then for me, this whole week, dude, I swear this week felt like a month.
It does. Yeah.
It's putting yourself into like a new normal of like how life.
Totally.
I think that's what I was saying earlier. I think for me, that hasn't really affected me because I was already out of work. So kind of days were already kind of blending together anyways. Go to
the fucking post office, Brett. They're always hiring.
Man, I just I think we talked about I was talking about restaurants. Like, I just want to go sit down and go to a place where like the dining experience is about eating in like a sushi restaurant.
Yes.
I do miss
or
that.
just going to going to someone's house and just like being around people like. Things that dinner parties, you're like, I don't really want to go there. Like, people are going to like freak out when they can be able to go out and do things. Like, it's going to be amazing because small businesses will thrive. Like, things will be open.
That'd be
like,
great.
people can make money. People can be employed. Like, there's so many down things to this that the only positive I can see is this world and country just opening.
Yeah.
But again, like when you feel comfortable with that, like when does like the world feel comfortable with like going to a place like that where like someone sneezes or like is it a vaccine like a flu shot for this where like people feel comfortable like you don't it's going to take some kind of cure or vaccine or something where you do feel comfortable to go and do those things again.
I'm so glad I haven't had to be on a plane in the past like 3 months.
Oh my god!
Definitely.
I think planes are another thing. You won't see them filling up planes as to capacity
that's
anymore
true.
either.
Well, good point.
When you guys
I guess there's there's still flights, right? Like I remember after 9/11.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, there are.
do you remember like
Just
after
domestic.
9/11 when they grounded all flights the first time you saw a plane again in the sky? Like it was so crazy.
I think people have to fly for work.
You can get a cheap ass flight right now. Anywhere you want to go, it's cheap.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I've seen some
Domestically.
flights as low as like $30, like going like
Yeah.
Who's gonna
out
do
of state.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, when do you guys
Well-
think will be the the soonest that we'll be able to get back to normal, go back to work and stuff?
I would say
I think it's
June.
fall.
You think it's June?
I think September.
Wow.
I'm
I
gonna
would-
say
I would-
back to normal or like just back to working, kind of. Back
Yeah,
to
where
normal.
I would, kind of back to work. I would say June.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like right after Memorial Day, maybe. But full normal, probably into summer, probably like August, September.
If there's one thing I'm never fucking going on in my life, it's a cruise.
No, fuck that, dude. There's always some shit going down.
There's never really a lot of good things on a cruise. It sounds like it's like
Never.
a fucking bad problem.
Didn't cruise ships suck before all of this?
Yeah, yes they did.
Hey guys, it's George from the 5 Dudes with Views podcast. I'm checking out our new sponsors, D-Bag Cruise Lines. Let me tell you, you've never experienced a cruise line like this before. Come relive the 90s and sail the high seas with all the D-Bags. Man, this boat has everything. You like food? Try the Hot Pockets Buffet, the Crystal Pepsi Bar, and the last remaining Kenny Rogers Roasters. Don't gamble on missing out on those chicken tendies. You want to get wet? They got daily pool parties hosted by the boat's captain, none other than Uncle Cracker himself. No kids! Check out the nightly comedy shows with comedians Pauly Shore, Paula Poundstone, Andy Dick, and sorry, we couldn't get Arsenio Hall, but we got the Dog Pound. Get ready for this. As soon as you step on board, they hand you a fanny pack full of mini Zima bottles. My favorite flavor? Biatch, bitch! And you know we're raising the roof on the dance floor with the awesome DJ Lou Bega. A little bit of mambo? Hell no, son. Give me a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, don't forget to stop by the dunking booth and try to dunk the What's Up guys. What's up? The nighttime is the right time for all the awesome D-Bag 90s bands like Third Eye Blind, Sugar Ray, Fastball, Buck Cherry, and of course, Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst couldn't make it this year, so the ship's janitor is taking the mic. All this for the amazing price of $10,000. A bargain for a 3-day bash you will never remember, and probably shouldn't. All of you 5 Dudes with Views listeners use promo code DUDES with _ soul patches to get $4.20 off your third cruise. PHAT FAT.
Somebody wants.
I gotta go. Smash Mouth is on the stage. That's D-Bag Cruises. Rock the 90s on the high seas. All right, I'm outie. 5,000.
Does it feel like this is like a bad like alien movie? Like aliens attacked us to like
It
take over the
does,
Totally.
dude. It's crazy.
like it's like Alien Covenant, but this is much better than that movie.
I would not
think
be
it's like-
surprised if like breaking news was like something just fucking came out of the sky.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
right.
a fucking shit the size of the planet that's just orbiting our fucking planet. It's weird.
Yeah,
Infecting.
they fucking dropped this virus on Earth for us to
Yeah, to clear us out.
Yeah, because they're moving in.
Independence Day.
Well, every once in a while you kind of need a population thinning. Like this is it.
Sure.
Yeah, this
Nature
is definitely
has a
it
way of-
happens every. When was the last time what was that Spanish flu you were talking to Brad? Brad?
Yeah,
that was
Spanish flu. It was in
When was that?
1918.
there you go.
Over 100 years ago now.
Every couple hundred years, the fucking planet resets itself.
Yeah, has to. Too many fucking assholes out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 people.
And then there were a couple of bad flus in the 50s and 60s that were like wiped out a lot of people too.
Well, wasn't Ebola just recently? Ebola was what in the past 20 years?
Yeah, but it was
Ebola was,
centralized in
5,
Africa.
6 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
It was centralized in Africa, in like a non-urban. It was in a non-urban community. So, we're so like transient and trafficked in America that it spreads like crazy.
But also, like the common flu, car accidents, heart attacks kill people every day in record numbers. But like you don't hear those numbers.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
No one reports
that's true.
that shit.
Was the origin of this? Was it from like it was always in bats for some reason, and like a bat
A bat. They think now a bat probably gave it to I forget what it's like
Another
a
animal.
type of like. It's like an armadillo type of animal.
Yeah, right. So it's spread
And
through.
they were selling it in
Pangolin.
that market.
Yeah.
Pangolin.
It was by that fish market.
The wet
Yeah,
market.
it's a wet
Yeah.
market. It's an exotic animal market.
Yeah.
And they think that's what happened. It transferred from a bat. It leaped from a bat to a pangolin, and then someone bought the pangolin to eat or whatever, and that's how they got infected.
Yeah, it's not lethal from bat to bat, but bat to human.
What did you call it, Brett? A pangolin?
Pangolin. It's like an armadillo.
Yeah, it's
a
the armadillo.
Similar type of animal.
Yep.
It's got like scales all over.
So if a penguin and a bangle, fuck, that's what it would
Pangolin.
A pangolin?
Yes. That's what
Isn't
happened.
that show on Disney Plus?
Disney minus.
I need to get that Disney minus.
Yeah.
That's where the good shit is.
Yeah, that's where all the good shit is. That's the adult Disney.
That's where that show, the Mighty Fucks, are.
Yeah.
All right, well, I hope you guys are safe and take care of yourself. Wear a mask and stay away from people and listen to our podcast.
Yeah, keep a safe distance, fuckheads.
You heard it. Good night. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Five Dudes of Views podcast. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Libsyn, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and now YouTube. And while you're on there, be sure to download, rate, and subscribe. We think that we deserve a 5 rating, honestly. You can also check us out on Instagram and Twitter at 5 Dudes Views, and we also are on Facebook. Everybody out there, stay safe. Until next time.